Hi, Jeff Mitchell with the Golf Standard. For you to be successful in the game, I think one of the things you can stress is having good routines. Today's routine we're talking about is practice. Now, you may or may not look at practice as having a huge effect on the way that you play, but the things that you do in practice can have a big effect on the results that you have when you go from the driving range to the golf course. I like to include a number of things in my practice. I like to make sure that I write those things down before I get to the golf course, and I try to be very specific about those, and I stick to the script. As a rule, I include 3 different things into my practice routine. One of those is just a good warm-up. I make sure that I stretch the muscles that I'm going to use in my golf swing. I always start with a sand wedge. It's the heaviest club in my bag, and I take swings that are basically full length but have very little effort involved in them. I try to start, say with a 54-degree sand wedge, I start at about 50% of my normal full swing distance, and then I work my way up into a full swing, and that's the swing that I can use throughout my golf bag. And once I've gone through a good warm-up, the next stage in my practice is what I call technical practice. You know, no matter what I'm doing, I'll spend a little bit of time trying to work on some things that just are inherent in my swing. If I'm trying to work on just the transition from backswing to downswing, or I'm making some swing adjustments where I'm trying to change maybe the plane of the club in relation to the hands, whatever that technical practice is, I try to make sure I have a little segment in here where I can address that and address that only. And when I do that, I'm not really paying any attention to the results of the shots I'm hitting. I'm paying attention to the sensation, the feel of those elements, the mechanical things I'm trying to work on, and see if I can ingrain that so that it works my way into my swing. So the next element in my practice routine is situational practice. I want to make sure that I am doing the things on the driving range that I'm going to need when I get on the golf course, and that might be taking out a driver and playing a drive on a particular hole that I have in mind out there. It might be rehearsing different holes that don't fit my eye, that maybe they just don't look quite right, and I want to come up with a solution for those holes. Maybe it's a different club, maybe it's a different pattern of shot. But in situational practice, I can set up, I can execute those shots while going through all my other good routines, and that's going to give me a better opportunity to take the things that I'm doing on the driving range to the golf course and be successful with those elements. The next element of your practice routine is short game, and this is probably the first thing that you should be working on. Short game is going to have a bigger influence on your overall results. For every minute you spend here, you're going to get 2 or 3 times the benefit that you're going to get with every minute you spend on the driving range. Working on a little bit of short game, chipping and putting, is going to end up having a bigger impact on your overall scores, and that's going to make you a lot happier golfer. So as we talk about practice routines, we need to make sure that we include all these elements and that we include the time frame we want to use. Make sure that we're working on things that are going to have a positive influence on our outcome. Be specific about your practice routine. I think you're going to get a lot of benefit from it. Till next time.